Colorado. And before we get into football, we're going to talk some basketball because ASU men's basketball is back in action tonight. I have a pair of tickets we're going to give away here in just a moment as the Sun Devils sit 1-1 on the season. They win over Texas Southern. But tonight it's UMass. It's not the UMass, though.
It's not Dr. J's UMass.
No, I wish it was Dr. J's UMass.
I know.
But Lowell is, I think, 3-0 going into this game. Spread 7.5. And joining us now is Roxy Bernstein calling the game. And he joins us on the right to the guest line. Roxy, basketball time, baby. You ready to go for tonight?
Seasons are overlapping. It means Roxy's a really busy guy right now.
Well, the Riverhawk's in town, and, the town is a little cloudy for you today. This is kind of Bay Area weather for you.
Yeah, did I bring it with me?
You may have.
Is it my fault?
Yeah.
We'll take it, Roxy. We will take it.
And I want to ask you.
At least my game is indoors tonight, so I don't have to worry about it.
You're good with that. Just real quick, I know I'm jumping around. My ADD's kicking in. I apologize, Roxy. But you working, you've been with the A's for a long time, too. Your thoughts that it finally got approved, and they're moving to Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, it's another step. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk that it's done, but it appears that is the direction this is headed. There's still some other formalities that have to take place, but this was, without a doubt, a significant step as far as Las Vegas getting a baseball team. And on a day like today when this news comes out, you just feel for the fans. You feel for the A's fans who've been loyal and passionate over the years. With so much success this team has had, and it's just a shame that it had come to this, that a ballpark couldn't get done, despite the efforts from both sides to try to get something accomplished. And that's, at the end of the day, for me, the real sad thing is the impact it has on the fans. Because the attendance hasn't been great in recent years. You guys know the facility's a dump.
Yeah,
but. And the team the last couple of years hasn't been great on the field, which hasn't helped. So now I think the one thing from the organization standpoint, it gives them a direction because now they think they have some clarity in the situation. But again, I keep coming back to the fans, and they're the ones that really suffer in this.
And there's so much tradition. I worked for the A's back in the 90s, ran spring training for 1 year when they played at Phoenix Muni. And, the fans would come out, and it's just that there's a very strong fan base there. Unfortunately, in the Bay Area, it seems to me that San Francisco got hot for so many years and they kind of took over the city.
Yeah, and I think it started with the building of the ballpark in downtown.
Yeah.
When the Giants built what was, it's had a few names, Pac Bell Park at the time, which is now Oracle Park, but that's where they really embraced the Giants in the Bay Area. And the A's were hoping for the same thing, trying to get a waterfront ballpark in Oakland. And it just never came to fruition. And it really set the organization back. They need those revenues if they're going to be competitive. And it can't be just on a shoestring budget. Like they had a lot of success with Moneyball, as everybody knows. But you need to have that facility, and it just couldn't quite happen for the A's on the waterfront downtown at Jack London Square in Oakland.
Roxy, the college football playoff rankings came out again on Tuesday. We had former head coach, alumnus of UCLA, one Rick Neuheisel, and I asked him who his top 4 or 5 were, and there was this pause. He was extremely upset, very serious about the disrespect the committee had for Washington. When he looked at, they beat Oregon, who's Florida State beat, went on and on and on. Jimmy and I kind of looked at it and went, wow, he's got a lot there. But he was very strong about this. I want to get your thoughts when you see Washington continually at number 5. And I know we still got a lot to play for, but he thought it was very disrespectful of the committee to put them at number 5, knowing they beat a number 6 ranked Oregon a few weeks earlier.
And not just that, but they have 3 wins against ranked teams in the college football poll. For example, Florida State only has 1. And it's not like the ACC has been all that great this year. The Pac-12 has been the best conference in the country. I think that's widely viewed by everybody in the college football landscape this year. And when you have 3 teams in the top 10 with Oregon and Oregon State, what a matchup we have in Corvallis this weekend.
3 minutes.
But Arizona's gotten hot. USC hasn't lived up to the billing. Colorado and Washington State have faded. But this is a darn good football league. And for Washington to be on the outside looking in. Now, we all know if Washington wins out, they're not going to have anything to worry about. Because if they win on Saturday, I don't know how you keep Washington out of the top 4. And if they win out, they go undefeated, they're going to be there. For me, in a lot of ways, I'm hoping that somehow the Pac-12 finds a way to get 2 teams in, right? If Oregon ends up playing Washington, and it's an undefeated Washington and a 1-loss Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game, and Oregon happens to win it, that's my hope is we get 2 Pac-12 teams in, because I really feel those teams are deserving of being in. And when I look at it, to me, the eye test tells me that Oregon may be the best team.
Well, I got news for you, Roxy. Working on the East Coast, they'll do everything in their power to try to get an Alabama team in. Even if they lose in the championship game to Georgia, they'll still try to get Alabama in. You cannot believe the bias on the East Coast. It's like the Pac-12 doesn't even exist. It's heartbreaking because we all agree with what you're talking about with Oregon and Washington.
And look, Georgia is certainly deserving until somebody can beat them. And there's all this cloud over Michigan. And will the committee hold it against them? I guess they've come to a meeting today and an agreement between the Big Ten and Michigan that Harbaugh will serve that suspension to 3 games now and honor it. But how does the committee view them? Should they be included, or should they get penalized for the transgressions and the quote unquote cheating that they did? So, and then, I get it that the SEC would love to get a second team in, but there's no way. And the committee feels that Oregon is the best 1-loss team, yet Washington is undefeated on the outside looking in. Something doesn't add up with how they've got the rankings right now.
We got a few more weeks. We'll see what all happens, and hopefully it'll all work itself out. We always hear that. Roxy, we know you're doing it all, so thanks for squeezing us in for a few minutes today, and we'll be watching tonight.
You got it, guys.
That's Roxy Bernstein joining us here on Rock Manooch with Jimmy B, and we appreciate him. He is calling tonight's ASU game. If you would like to go to tonight's game, we have 2 lower-level tickets for you. All you got to do is be the third caller at 602-260-9191. We'll have them emailed right over to you. That's 602-260-9191, and the tickets are yours. Roxy's brought to you today by All City Towing. As we talk about each and every day, they are hiring. Go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Well, we need a contestant. Up next,